Hi, I'm Greg Howlett. This is the 5th video in my little series on the little hymn, What a Friend We Have in Jesus. We've talked about it in a lot of length over these last set of videos harmonically. Today I want to sort of tie it all together. You probably noticed that one thing I haven't really discussed as we've gone through this is a lot of technical things you can do with the song. That's really your discretion. I like to do a lot of stuff with little arpeggios and then a lot of little shell voicings on the left hand. I'm not a person that flies up and down the keyboard, nor do I think I need to be. That's not who I am. That may be who you are. And if you want to take this harmony and run with it and do crazy technical things, be my guest. You're just not going to find me doing that. But you can do what you want. But I want to talk today about how to adapt what we've talked about so far, adapt it into sort of what we call a finished arrangement, meaning something that you can play in your church and it sounds like you actually planned it. Not that there'd be anything wrong with just getting up and playing something, but if you just do a little bit of work on it, just a little bit of shaping, all of a sudden it feels like something that's been planned. And so we'll talk about that today. How do you get to that point? Really, you don't have to do much. One of the biggest things that will make a big impact is to introduce a hook. A hook is just a little idea that sort of is woven through the arrangement and helps everything make sense. Not necessarily easy to do, but over time you'll get quite good at it. Now the song, What a Friend We Have in Jesus, the way I played it, which let me remind you how I played it. Sort of like that. Now, the one thing that I really like about this song, this is something that I always pretty much do, I like to go to the part of the song that I like the best, the place I really like the best in the song, and use that as a source of inspiration for an idea that I can use through the song, maybe in the intro, maybe in the ending. We call it a hook, at least I do. Other people will call it other things, but something that just ties everything together. Now, let me show you what I mean. My favorite part of this song by far happens at the end of the second phrase. What I'm doing harmonically there is this. Sharp 4 half diminished, minor 4 6, 3, minor 3, flat 3 diminished, and then 2. So that little progression is my favorite part of harmony, the harmony in this song. And it doesn't have to be harmony. Your idea doesn't have to be harmony. It could be a melodic idea. It could be rhythm. It could be a lot of things. But in this case, I'm going to borrow that progression and turn that into a hook because I'm in love with it. So here's maybe what I would do. I would use that hook to create an intro. Here's what I might come up with. Okay, sort of played that quickly, but you get the idea. Now I took the idea that I use in the rest of the arrangement, but I'm just going to twist it a little bit so people won't know exactly what's coming, but still feels like, oh, he's come up with an intro for this arrangement. You can pretty much take those chords, I don't know how many were, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chords, and come up with a lot of different melodic ideas. For example, and then maybe start the song. You could do a lot of things. But once you have that hook, you can find ways to weave it back into the song. For example, when you end the song, I probably should give you a little more context. This is the last line. Right back to that arrangement or that little progression. Okay, so those are little things I'm just coming up with sort of off the top of my head. Whether they sound good or not is your call. But that's what happens when you improvise. Sometimes you like it, sometimes you don't. And anyway, that's an example of where you would just take a set of chords and develop a hook. I guess I could take just a minute and show you something else you might do. It might just be something as simple as a little pattern. Let's just say in the left hand you were doing this. Let's say you started the song. Okay, let's just say that's how you were playing the song. Well, that could become your intro. You see how that would work? You can come up with other things as well as source of inspiration for your hooks. But a good thing to do is to look for the song and do the song and find out your very, very favorite thing in that song, and then find a way to twist that into a hook that you can use in the intro, in the ending, and sort of tie everything together. Hopefully, speaking of tying everything together, with the harmonic ideas I've given you on this song and then those thoughts, you can go out and come up with something you like pretty simply with this arrangement. By the way, is that arrangement long enough? Well, I tell you, if I was playing in my church, I would play that. I would play a verse with a hook on it, an intro and an ending, if I was playing that speed. That's about 2 minutes probably to get through the song at that speed. If you throw a hook on it, and ending, it might be 2.5. Maybe not that long. It might be wishful thinking. But you don't have to throw a lot of verses together and turn everything into a big performance every time you play in church. Something like that is just fine. People love that kind of stuff. Hopefully that helped you, and I hope to see you again on YouTube and other videos in the future.